See you soon.
You know that specific feeling you get when a horror franchise suddenly hints that everything you thought you knew is about to flip? That uneasy little spark that hits your stomach before the terror begins? That's exactly how I felt the moment I watched the first trailer for The Strangers Chapter 3. And trust me, if you survived Chapters 1 and 2, you're going to want to hold on to something, because this one doesn't just escalate the chaos, it rewrites the rules. Hey everyone, it's Screen Radar, and today I'm diving really deep into the final part of the new Strangers trilogy. And fair warning, if you're watching this at night, maybe keep the lights on. Also, if you love breakdowns like this, tap that like button. It actually helps more than you think. So let's talk about what this ominous, bloody, extremely cryptic trailer is trying to tell us. The trailer opens on Maya alone, drenched in blood, disoriented, and stumbling across desolate locations that look like nightmares carved into reality. And as we hear her shaky conversation with Sheriff Rodder, something becomes very clear. Maya is no longer just running from the strangers. She's becoming entangled in their world in a way no survivor ever has. And that brings us to the trailer's biggest shock, the hint that Maya might be stepping into the role of the next pin-up girl. Yeah, the mask, the posture, the visual language, everything is screaming it. Suddenly, all those strange teasers from Chapter 2, especially the post-credits moment where Maya walks away from Venus County wearing that cold, detached expression, start to make sense. The trailer isn't just suggesting a transformation, it's practically announcing one. But before we go further, let's rewind and talk about why the pin-up girl mantle even matters. In this trilogy, each Stranger's killer wasn't just random, they had backstories, motivations, and twisted philosophies slowly exposed across the first two films. In Chapter 2, we learned that pin-up girl wasn't merely a mask wearer. She was a local waitress at Carol's Diner, someone hiding in plain sight, blending into the community right before becoming part of the murder trio. And now, she's dead, which means a replacement was inevitable. The Strangers always operate in threes. 3 masks, 3 killers, 3 roles. No exceptions. So when the trailer shows Maya running through abandoned halls, hiding in barns, and staring into mirrors with blood on her face, the symbolism becomes impossible to ignore. It's as if the trilogy is asking, what happens when a victim becomes the next villain? It's a horrifying thought, and exactly the kind of psychological twist a slasher franchise needs to evolve. Imagine the final showdown where Maya has to choose whether to escape or embrace the monstrous legacy stalking her. That internal conflict alone sets Chapter 3 apart from the typical masked killer hunts final girl formula. And let's not forget the recurring question that haunts the entire trilogy: why do the strangers kill? Past entries flirted with explanations, but never fully committed. This trilogy tries to go deeper, exploring their origins, the mechanics of the trio, and the strange ritualistic consistency behind their methods. The idea that the pin-up girl identity can be passed down opens up a chilling possibility. Maybe the strangers aren't just killers. Maybe they're participants in a philosophy, or a tradition, or something far more sinister. As the trailer cuts between kidnappings, torture scenes, dark hallways, and rapid flashes of violence, it becomes obvious Maya isn't just fleeing them anymore. She's being groomed emotionally, physically, psychologically for something bigger. But here's where things get interesting. If Maya really becomes the new pin-up girl, this trilogy might end on the bleakest possible note: a survivor transformed into a monster. It's the ultimate corruption arc, and arguably, the boldest ending a slasher finale could deliver. Now, let's address the big question fans are asking: can Chapter 3 fix the negative reception of the first 2 films? Honestly, it may, because everything about this trailer suggests a massive thematic push forward, deeper character work, richer mythology, and emotional stakes far beyond the typical slasher formula. If the film commits to the idea of Maya replacing a killer she destroyed, the narrative becomes more than survival horror. It becomes a tragedy, and horror loves a good tragedy. Even if you didn't like Chapters 1 or 2, Chapter 3 feels like the part where everything clicks. The trailer teases evolution, not repetition. It feels like an answer, a confrontation, a final statement. And look, if you're still watching, drop a quick comment with your theory. I'm honestly curious. Do you think Maya becomes the next pinup girl? Or is the trailer manipulating us? Either way, February 6, 2026 is shaping up to be one hell of a night at the movies. I'll see you in the next breakdown. Stay safe, and maybe don't answer the door tonight.